भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणं रघुनाथं वितं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनं सहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधं कृष्णपादं सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्ता राधाकान्ता नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेवी सचारिणी। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. I offer my humble obeisances unto all the devotees who have assembled here for today's session. I offer my obeisances to His Grace Aditya Narayan Prabhu and all the other senior members of ISKCON North Carolina community. It's my great fortune to meet so many wonderful Vaishnavas. Srila Prabhupada has created a family everywhere, wherever we go. Wherever we go on this planet, there are some devotees chanting Hare Krishna, wearing tilak. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Lightly. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Is it better?
Yes. Yeah.
You're able to hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you. So by Srila Prabhupada's grace, we are able to practice spiritual life, practice Krishna consciousness at different parts in this world. It's not an easy thing because Prabhupada had so much of Krishna Shakti. He is able to spread the holy names of Krishna everywhere. As Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Krishna Shakti vina nahe tara pravartan. Without Krishna Shakti, one cannot spread the holy names of Krishna and preach Krishna consciousness everywhere. Because Prabhupada had so much of Krishna Shakti. So today we'll discuss on a very important topic, What does it mean to become an instrument in Krishna's plans? Prabhupada is a very, very effective and amazing instrument in Krishna's plans. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's plans. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has predicted that Prithvi che atiyata nagaradigram sarvatra prachara hoibe mora naam. My name will be spread to every town and village in this world. And it is Srila Prabhupada who has fulfilled that prophecy. Can this be better? Maybe the old one is better. I get little exhausted. The sound system isn't that. Hare Krishna. Is it because of the wire?
Could be the wire. Yes, we have a little joint. That would be.
You can chant the holy names.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Ram, Ram. Okay, we will start. Whatever it may be, we'll start. Okay. So we'll discuss on this topic. What does it mean to be an instrument in Krishna's plans? So what is the logic behind being an instrument in Krishna's plan? Krishna himself says in the Bhagavad Gita. You can also repeat after me. Mamaivaamsho jivaloke jivabhutah sanatanaha manah shashtani indriyani prakritisthani karshati Mamaivaamsho jivaloke jivabhutah sanatanaha. Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita that all of us are his amshas, his minute parts. We have this body. In this body, there are hands and legs. Hand is a part of the body, and finger is a part of the hand. We have bigger limbs, we have smaller limbs, sublimbs. So, what is the function of this hand? To serve the whole body, to eat prasadam. The body requires food. What should the hand do? It should mix the food and put the food in the mouth, and the tongue should taste it, and the teeth should bite it, and the throat should swallow it. So then it goes into the belly, and all the bodily parts will get nourishment, right? One day, all the bodily parts went on a strike. The belly is taking all the food, and why should we work? Hands are walking, legs are walking, eyes are seeing, ears are hearing, hands are doing so many things. What is the belly doing? Not doing anything. So all the bodily parts went on a strike, and they stopped feeding the belly. Then naturally, the body became very weak. As the fourth canto of Bhagavatam also says, Yatha taror moola nishechanena tripyanti taskanda bhujopashakhaha. Yatha taror moola nishechanena. We need to feed water to the root of the tree. Then all the parts of the tree are automatically nourished. We need to feed food to the belly. Then automatically all the hands and legs and all the bodily parts are nourished. Similarly, we need to serve Krishna. Automatically, all of us will be nourished when we serve God. He is the root of all existence. He is the source of everything and everyone. So naturally, as fragmental parts of the supreme whole, all of us have the responsibility to act in accordance with the will of the Supreme Lord. Further, Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Jivera Swarupahai Krishnera Nityadas. The Swarupa, the eternal constitutional position of all the jivas is to become an eternal servant of Krishna. Krishnera Nityadas. And the Das is supposed to serve the boss. If you're Das, we are supposed to serve the Supreme Lord, who is the boss, who is the supreme controller. We are servants of the Lord. We are parts and parcels of the Lord. We are amshas of the Lord. And the greatest ecstasy of all of us is to serve the Lord. So that's what is mentioned in our scriptures. Our natural function is to serve Krishna. And it is done most effectively when we identify ourselves as instruments of Krishna, of Krishna's will. So when the person desires to do something, all the limbs of the person, the hands and the legs of the person are supposed to assist the person in fulfilling the desire. Now, let's come to the context of Bhagavad Gita. This word instrument is specifically mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells Arjuna, Arjuna, you are supposed to act as my instrument, as an instrument in my will. What is Krishna's will? He said in Bhagavad Gita, Paritrāṇāya sadhūnām vināṣāya ca duṣkrūtāṃ dharma samsthāpanārthāya sambhavāmi yuge yuge. Paritrāṇāya sadhūnām, to protect the righteous people. Vināṣāya ca duṣkrūtāṃ, to annihilate miscreants. Dharma samsthapanarthaya, to establish dharma. The Lord appears in multiple yugas, in multiple forms, as Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Vamana, Narasimha, Rama, Parashurama. He appears in so many forms just to do these three things. When the Lord appeared in his original form as Lord Krishna, naturally, Lord Krishna started performing these activities. He personally killed so many demons. Who are some of the demons that Krishna killed? Yes, all kids sitting here. Who are some demons that Krishna has killed? Aghasur. Yes. Next. Say more. Aghasur. Okay. Anything more? Putana. Very good. Yes. Kamsa. Trinavarta. Huh? Keshi, the horse demon. Very good. Yes. Dhenukasur, Balramji killed. But no problem. He's also Lord. He's also the Lord. So the Lord personally kills so many demons, miscreants, and protects his devotees. And the Lord also does these three activities through his devotees. Just love this boy said, Gopi, Krishna, Gokul Krishna, Gokul Chandra. So he said, Balramji also killed. Balramji is a devotee of the Lord. Similarly, Arjuna is also a devotee of the Lord. Arjuna also is supposed to do these three things. He is also supposed to do Paritrāṇaya sadhanam. He has to protect innocent people. Then Vināṣāya ca duṣkrūtāṃ. He is also supposed to kill miscreants. Can you tell the name of some bad person that Arjuna has killed or punished? Jayadratha. Arjuna killed Jayadratha. He was a villain. So Vināṣāya ca duṣkrūtāṃ, Arjuna also did. Then Dharma samsthapanarthaya, Arjuna is supposed to do. Yudhishthira Maharaj is supposed to do. All the Pandavas are supposed to do. The Lord appears on this planet for certain purposes, to do some things. And the devotees are meant to assist the Lord in accomplishing these purposes. Therefore, we are instruments in Krishna's will. When we are following Dharma or establishing Dharma or spreading Dharma, and when we are protecting righteous people, when we are punishing sinful people, we are just acting as instruments in Krishna's will. Krishna's will is this. Krishna has planned to do these three things, and Arjuna is supposed to act according to Krishna's plan. But Arjuna said, no, I will not act according to this plan of yours. I am very compassionate on my relatives. I am very, very kind and compassionate upon Duryodhan, Dushasan, all the 100 sons of Dhritarashtra, who insulted us in 100 different ways, who troubled us and tormented innocent people in so many ways. I will tolerate all that. And I will not fight with my own teacher, Bhishma and Drona. They're my elders. I will not fight with them. Like that, Arjuna is showing so much of compassion. He's being very kind, even to Duryodhana and his supporters. So, kindness is supposed to be for whom? Paritranaya sadhunam. We are supposed to be kind and compassionate and protect sadhus, not dushkritina. Right? Vinashaya is dushkritam. Those who are performing bad activities are supposed to be vinashaya. They are supposed to be punished. But Arjuna is saying paritranaya dushkritam. Right? I will show compassion on Duryodhan. Why? What is the basis of his compassion on Duryodhan? Bodily relation. He's my brother. He's my cousin. His father is my father's brother. So he is like my brother. How can I kill? Just because they are your relatives, you have some blood relation with them, that does not mean you excuse their bad activities. Based on bodily relation, you cannot just approve someone's misdeeds. That's wrong. When they're good people must be protected, bad people must be punished, even if they happen to be your relatives. So Arjuna's compassion is based on bodily conception, but Krishna's compassion is different. You know how Krishna is compassionate towards Duryodhan and many other people. Krishna gave all the supporters of Duryodhan and everyone who assembled on the Kurukshetra battle an opportunity to be killed by Pandavas. Is this opportunity to be killed is an opportunity? You may say like that. But when the Supreme Lord personally kills someone, or when a devotee of the Supreme Lord kills somebody, they will be liberated. You want proof? So many demons that Krishna has killed in Vrindavan, they were liberated. Okay, Krishna, when he kills, people get liberated. But he's not fighting only, he's holding the reins of the chariot. He is not holding any weapon. There is no bow in his hands. There is no arrow in his hands. There is no gada or sword or shield in his hands. He is not fighting. But Arjuna is fighting. If Arjuna kills, then also people will be liberated. Yes, they will be liberated. Bhagavatam is the proof. In the Bhagavatam, third canto, Lord Uddhava says, तथैव चान्ये नरलोकवीराय आहवे कृष्णमुखारविन्दम् नेत्रैः पिबन्तो नयनाभिरामं पार्थास्त्रपोतः पदमापुरस्य. Uddhava says, Tathaiva chanye naralokaviraya ahave Krishnamukharavindam. All the great warriors and soldiers who assembled on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, they gave up their bodies. They were killed by Arjuna's arrows. Parthastra Putam. Partha is Arjuna. Astra means his weapons. Putam means they are purified. They are purified by Arjuna's arrows. Padamapurasya. They attained the supreme abode. How did they attain? Netraihi pibanto nayana bhiramam. On one side, they are being purified by Arjuna's arrows. On another side, they are seeing the beautiful face of Krishna at the time of death. One who sees the beautiful form of Krishna at the time of death, where will he go? He will go to the spiritual world. Thus, Krishna is asking Arjuna, you kill them. Your arrows, because you're a pure devotee, your arrows will purify them and my darshan will send them to the spiritual world. I'll liberate them. Is Krishna compassionate or Arjuna compassionate? You tell me. What is compassion? Sometimes people think that Arjuna is very compassionate and kind. He's a peace lover. He's non-violent. And Krishna changed his mind. Krishna brainwashed him. Krishna spoiled his mind. Krishna made him kill. Krishna made him violent. Oh my God, this is misunderstanding. How can Arjuna's compassion be greater than Krishna's compassion? There is a difference between Arjuna's compassion and Krishna's compassion. Therefore, we need to act according to Krishna's will. We are not supposed to act according to our own will. Sometimes our calculation can go wrong. Our kindness may be inappropriate. Our forgiveness may be inappropriate. Our gratitude may be inappropriate. Gratitude is a great quality, but you can't just apply that quality blindly. All these good qualities like compassion, gratitude, humility, tolerance, they're not supposed to be blindly applied. There should be a logic behind it. So somebody helped you in some way. So you need some $100 and they have given you. Please take it. I'm helping you. You're very grateful to them. Next time, they'll ask a favor from you. What is the favor? Can you please steal something from there, from somebody? I helped you one day. I gave you $100 that day. You took some favor from me. Now you do one favor, return favor. What is a return favor? You beat that person, cheat that person, loot that person, or steal from that person. That's the favor that they expect. Should you do it or not?
No.
You are grateful to that person. Gratitude means you reciprocate with all the favors that you receive. But it should not be blind gratitude. We should not lose discrimination in the name of gratitude. You are supposed to be humble and tolerant. Tranadapi sunichena tarorapi sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadaharihi. You are supposed to be tolerant and humble. Somebody is unnecessarily taking undue advantage of our tolerance, of our humility. Somebody is bullying us, bothering us so much. Should we tolerate? Tolerance has a limit. Arjuna said, I will tolerate. Arjuna said, I will tolerate all the injustices done by Duryodhana and party. I will not take any action. I will excuse them. I will forgive them. I am grateful for all the family affection that my grandfather Bhishma showed upon me, that my teacher Drona showed upon me. I am grateful to them. So Arjuna is showing gratitude towards Bhishma and Drona. Arjuna is ready to excuse and forgive all the offenses done by Kauravas. Arjuna is ready to tolerate all their injustices. But Krishna disapproved all of them. So good qualities must be cultivated, but you cannot blindly apply all these good qualities. All Vaishnava qualities are not meant to be blindly applied. There should be discrimination. One of the first teachings that Krishna gave to Arjuna is tolerance. What is that shloka of tolerance? Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkhadah agamapayino nityah samstitikshasva bharata. Samstitikshasva bharata. Krishna told Arjuna, you tolerate. Arjuna said, yes, I will tolerate all the offenses done by Kauravas. When Krishna said, not that tolerance. I am speaking about different tolerance. You kill them, they will die. You tolerate the pain of the separation from them. That's the tolerance I am talking about. I am not talking about tolerating their injustices. I am not talking about tolerating their offenses. I am talking about tolerating separation from them when they die. You kill them, naturally you will miss your elders, Bhishma and Drona, you tolerate their separation. Okay, that's a tolerance. Samadukha sukham dhiram samvrtatvaya kalpate. Matra sparshastu kaunteya sita ushna sukha dukkhada. You tolerate sita and ushna, heat and cold, sukha and dukkha, happiness and distress. Don't tolerate injustice. Tolerate dualities, not injustices. Tolerate happiness and distress. Tolerate victory and defeat. Tolerate success and failure. Tolerate heat and cold. Tolerate honor and dishonor. Tolerate respect and disrespect. But don't tolerate injustice. Don't tolerate inappropriate mentalities. That's what Krishna is speaking. So Arjuna was inappropriately compassionate. But Krishna was appropriately compassionate. Better punish them for their misdeeds and give them an opportunity to be purified by Arjuna's arrows and take my darshan and thus give up their bodies and get liberated. That's a better way of showing compassion on them rather than just excusing all their mistakes and approving. When you excuse somebody for their mistake, indirectly are approving what they have done is right. There's an indirect approval. Don't do that, Krishna says. Therefore, Krishna said, you are able to hear?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know why I am unable to hear. Can you just turn it slightly, bro? Maybe I need a feedback also. Okay. तस्मात् त्वमुत्तिष्ठ यशो लभस्व जित्वा शत्रून् भुङ्क्ष्व राज्यं समृद्धम् मयैवैते निहताः पूर्वमेव निमित्तमात्रं भव सव्यसाचिन् Krishna is saying, Tasmat tvamuttishta yasholabhasva. Therefore, get up, Arjuna. Yasholabhasva, become famous. Jitva shatrun, conquer your enemies. Bhungshva rajyam samruddham, enjoy a prosperous kingdom. Mayaivaite nihataha purvameva. I have already killed all of them. Bhishma, Drona, Karna, Shakuni, Duryodhan, Dushasan, Jayadrat. I have killed all these people. Don't worry. I have killed them. You want to see? Okay, fine. So Krishna displayed a big, gigantic form. In the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna showed two forms. What are the two forms? Vishwarupa. Okay, I should say three forms he showed. He said Chaturbhuja Rupa, that's correct. Okay, Vishwarupa and Anvar Rupa. I should say four. Okay, four forms. Okay, last is Krishna Rupa. Before that, Vishwarupa. Before that Vishnu Rupa, and before that Vishwarupa. Between Vishwarupa and Vishnu Rupa, there is another Rupa. You know what is that? Kala Rupa, the form of time. So he said, Kalosmi loka kshayat krit pravriddho. Arjuna said, what is this ghastly form? First form, Arjuna was like wonderstruck. When Krishna showed Vishwarupa, what is Vishwarupa? Vishwa means universe, Rupa means form. Everything that is there in the entire universe is displayed at one place. That is Vishwarupa. What is Kala Rupa? Kala Rupa means all the effects of time. Whatever has happened in the past, whatever is happening currently, and especially what's going to happen in future, all that is displayed in a form. 3D display or 4D display or 10D display or 1000D display. So Krishna showed Kala Rupa. It's so ghastly. There are hundreds of faces. Aneka bahu daravaktra nitram pashyami tvam sarvatonanta rupam nantam na madhyam na punastavadim pashyami vishveshwara vishwarupa. So Vishwarupa is very ghastly. And Kala Rupa is even more ghastly. There are big, big faces. The faces were emanating fire. The mouths were emanating fire. And all these great warriors were entering that fire. Seeing that, Arjuna got scared. One little girl like this in our online classes. She showed Bhagavad Gita to me like this. 11th chapter, Vishwarupa picture. She said, is this Krishna or a demon? It's Krishna. How did you get that doubt? Why Krishna is so scary? For them, Krishna means playing sweet with a peacock feather on the head, playing with cows and calves and gopas and gopis, milking cows and playing with peacocks. That's Krishna for them. But this is very scary form. Then I told her, you are scared? Arjuna is also scared. Arjuna said, close this darshan, I can't see it anymore. Close the curtain now. He requested Krishna, Krishna withdraw this form. Initially he asked, who are you? I said, I am Kala. I am time factor. He said, Mayaivaite nihataha purvameva. I have already killed all the warriors on this battlefield of Kurukshetra. I have already killed them. You want to see? See this, Kala Rupa. All these warriors are entering my mouths, just like moths enter fire. Moths enter fire, right? To just die. I may not see it here, but in India we keep seeing that. We keep seeing, especially in monsoon, there's some little lamp or a bulb there, and so many insects keep coming there. Just like moths enter fire, all the warriors were entering the mouths of Kala Rupa. So Krishna said, I have already killed them. Bhishma is killed, Drona is killed, Karna is killed.
Duryodhana is killed, Dushasana is killed, Devdrat is killed, everybody is killed, except you people. Mayaivaite nihataha. Oh, that comes in previous shloka. Except you, rite tvam na bhavishyanti sarve. Except rite pitvam, except you Pandavas, I kill everybody. If you have killed everybody, why Kurukshetra war has to happen? What am I supposed to do here? Mera kaam kya hai? What am I supposed to do here? He says, Nimitta matram bhava savyasachin. You are nimitta matra. You just be an instrument in my hand. I have killed them, you manifest their death. I have signed the application already. You just implement whatever is supposed to be implemented. Maybe you need to squeeze yourself a little more. Some devotees can sit on this sofa also to utilize space. It's congested at the end. So, nimitta matram bhavasavya sachin. Nimitta matra means you just be an instrument in my hands. You just implement what I have planned to execute. Yes, come forward. You're comfortable there? Yeah, you can sit on the sofa also. Yeah. Hare Krishna. So Arjuna was not prepared to fight, and Krishna is trying to motivate Arjuna to fight in various ways. And Krishna says, not a blade of grass moves without Krishna's sanction. Whether we are consciously wanting to act as Krishna's instruments or not, we are acting as instruments. Whatever little independence we have, whatever little free will we have, whatever capacity or talents or resources we have, all that are coming from Krishna. So not a blade of grass moves without Krishna's sanction. Then what is the role of my independence? That independence is also sanctioned by Krishna. As simple as that. So we need to recognize ourselves as Amsha of Krishna, part and parcel of Krishna, and acknowledge that our position is Krishna's servant and act according to his will. So that is the best way of living life. So Arjuna is described by Krishna as Parantapa. Parantapa means, anyone can guess what is Parantapa? One who can destroy the opponents, enemies. One who can conquer the enemies. Although Arjuna is Parantapa, then Savyasachin, Nimitta Matram Bhava Savyasachin. What is Savyasachin? He can shoot arrows with both hands. Although Arjuna is Savyasachi and Parantapa, conqueror of enemies, and has ability, talent to shoot arrows with both hands, still he is Nimitta Matram. We may be talented in 100 different ways. We may be very, very popular. We may be influential. We may be experienced. But despite all our resources and talents and experiences and greatness, we are still Nimitta Matram. We are still instruments in Krishna's plans. And we need to be detached from all these talents and skills and accomplishments. We should be detached. Being detached is a great quality, but we should not be so detached that we become detached from Krishna's plans only. Be detached from the happiness and distress of life. Be detached from all your opulences and name, fame, prestige. Be detached from power, position, and privilege, but don't be detached from Krishna's plans. So now let me just speak a few little stories. You know Krishna's flute? Krishna plays flute. Does Krishna play Veena? He can if he wants. He can play all kinds of instruments. But in Vrindavan, Krishna plays a sweet flute. And even Brahma also glorifies him. All the gopis glorify him. Barha pidam natavaravapuh karnayor karnikaram vibhradvasah kanaka kapisham vaijayantim chamalam randhran venoradhara sudhaya purayan ropa vrindair vrindaranyam swapada ramanam pravishad gita kirti. You know this shloka? How old are you? 4? See? Good training. Barha Pidam Natavaravapuhu. Krishna is wearing a beautiful peacock feather on his head. You know why Krishna wears peacock feather? Huh? You know the shloka, but you don't know why Krishna wears peacock feather? The first word of the shloka is why Barha Pidam. Krishna wears a peacock feather. Why Krishna wears peacock feather? Anyone can guess. Anything. Excellent answer. That's correct answer. One day, Krishna was playing flute. So many peacocks were there. They saw Krishna. They thought cloud has come. Peacocks get excited when they see rain clouds in the sky, right? They thought clouds are in the sky generally. But how come cloud is in front of us? They saw Krishna. Krishna looked like a cloud. And Krishna's smiles were like rain. Krishna's glances were like showers. And Krishna is playing his flute. And Krishna's dhoti was lightning. Dhoti was like lightning. Smiles and glances were like showers of rain. And Krishna himself is like a cloud. So all the peacocks started dancing, surrounding Krishna. Then, after the dance performance was over, one peacock, the king of peacocks, offered a feather to Krishna, saying that, Krishna, you look like a cloud, there's lightning, this monsoon darshan is there right in front of us, but one thing is missing, that is the rainbow. You put peacock feather on your head, then rainbow also is visible.
Very good.
There is cloud, there is rain, there's a lightning, but rainbow is missing. So just keep rainbow also there. Another perspective is when Radha and Krishna stand together, Krishna looks like cloud and Radharani looks like lightning because she has golden form. Taditsu varna champaka pradipta gaura vigrahe mukha prabha parasta koti sharadendu mandale. You know all shlokas? Every shloka that I quoted in the class, she's singing. Taditsu varna champaka. Srimati Radharani's complexion is like that of a shining champak flower, golden champak flower. So, she is golden, Krishna is bluish like cloud, and Krishna's dhoti is like lightning. And the combined glances of Radha and Krishna are like showers of rain. So, peacock feather will cover for rainbow, the missing element in this monsoon darshan. One more reason why Krishna wears peacock feather. Anyone knows one more reason?
There is Radha.
Huh?
There is Radha.
Okay, fine. Some say that. Any other reasons? The eyes of the gopis of Vrindavan, they are like peacock eyes. There are eyes on peacock feather, right? Do they blink?
No.
They don't blink. Similarly, whenever the gopis of Vrindavan come in front of Krishna, they don't blink their eyes. They just look at Krishna like this. They even criticize Brahma. Brahma doesn't know how to design human bodies. He has kept only 2 eyes. 2 eyes are not sufficient enough to relish the beauty of Krishna's form. So we need thousands of eyes. And not only giving 2 eyes, he also kept eyelids on his eyes. They are constantly blinking. How can we see Krishna? So without blinking their eyes, they are constantly looking at Krishna. Because within one eye blink, they experience millions of yugas of separation from Krishna. Therefore, the gopis of Vrindavan, they don't blink their eyes. They open their eyes like this, like eyes on peacock feather, and they glance at Krishna. You see, Krishna doesn't want to forget the gopis. Krishna, whenever he sees peacock feathers, he just remembers the beautiful eyes of the gopis that never blink. Gopinam nayanotpalarchitatanum gopasanghavritam govindam kalavenu vadanaparam divyanga bhusham bhaje. In the Padyavali, there is a beautiful shloka. Gopinam nayanotpalarchitatanum. Gopis, they worship Krishna with the utpala flowers of their glances. We do Pushabhishek. Sometimes you do Pushabhishek. Have you seen Pushabhishek anytime? You just take some petals or flowers and then pour on Radha Krishna deities. That is called Pushpabhishek. So the gopis also do Pushpabhishek, but not with the flowers, with the flowers of their glances. Gopinam nayanotpalarchitatanum go gopasanghavritam. So gopis are worshipping Krishna, bathing Krishna with the flowers of their glances. Okay. So Krishna doesn't want to forget the glances of the gopis. So he wears multiple peacock feathers on his head. There are multiple gopis, right? Have you seen sometimes Krishna wearing not just one peacock feather, multiple peacock feathers? You see? And also, gopis have their beautifully decorated braids. The braids sometimes look like snakes. But the decorated braids, there are nice ornaments and jewels and gems and little flowers nicely tucked into the braid. So the decorated braids look like peacock tail, not when it is open, when it is just falling like this. You see, from a side angle, you see all the peacocks with their tails like this when they're walking. So that resembles gopis' braids. Therefore, Krishna wears peacock feathers. Right. There are multiple reasons why Krishna wears peacock feather. One more reason you want?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Too many reasons. You're not getting bored, right?
No.
Srimati Radharani has a pet peacock. Just to impress Radharani, Krishna takes feather from that peacock and puts on his head. So this is why Krishna wears a peacock feather. Anyways, coming back, Krishna wears this beautiful peacock. Why did we go here? Barhapidam Natavaravapu. Barhapidam Natavaravapu Karnayor Karnikaram. He also wears a beautiful Karnika flower on both sides of his ears. Sometimes this side, sometimes that side. Bibhradvasaha, shining cloth. Kanaka Kapisham, that has golden hue. Vaijayantim Chamalam, a forest flower garland. Randhran Venoradhara Sudhaya Purayan Gopa Vrindai. This is the point. Randhran Venor Adhara Sudhaya. He has a flute. The flute has holes. And Krishna is filling the nectar of his lips into the holes of his flute. Purayan Gopa Vrindai. Vrindaranyam Swapadaramanam Pravishad Gita Kirti. He's entering Vrindavan Dham nicely as the Gopas are singing his glories. So this is how Krishna plays his flute, and he perfectly blends the sound of his flute song into the natural sounds of Vrindavan. What are some of the natural sounds of Vrindavan? Chirping of birds,
Mooing of cows.
mooing of cows.
Grazing of cows.
Okay, correct. Yes, Prabhu. Oh my God. As other natural sounds of Vrindavan. Yes, he is correct. Huh? Rivers flowing, correct. Oh, monkeys.
Buzzing of bees.
Buzzing of bees. Okay. Huh? Sorry? Butterflies. They also make sound? Yeah, they make sound. I know that. So like that, there are so many natural sounds of Vrindavan, and Krishna expertly blends his flute song with the natural sounds of Vrindavan. And he creates mesmerizing ragas. Mallar raga, Mallavashri raga. And his ragas are very much in line with the seasons, changing seasons of Vrindavan. What is flute? A dry bamboo stick with some holes in it. If something has holes, can it hold anything? If something is dry, can it create any moisture? But Krishna's flute that has so many holes in it is holding so many ragas. So many mesmerizing melodies are coming out of the flute. Although Krishna's flute is just a dry bamboo stick, still it can moisten the eyes of all those who are hearing Krishna's flute. Even the great masters of musical science like Vishnu, Indra, Shiva, and many other great personalities, Narada Muni, they also hear Krishna's flute and they think, my God, I never heard this raga. What is this melody, special melody? How did Krishna create this melody? This is amazing. They become so excited, ecstatic with that melody, right? This is how Krishna's flute song mesmerizes everybody. Even the devatas who are flying in airplanes, they get attracted to Krishna's flute song. Even the rivers get attracted to Krishna's flute song. Out of their ecstasy, rivers start offering their special gifts to Krishna with their hands. Rivers have hands. What are the hands of rivers? Waves. What are the offerings that they can offer to Krishna? Lotus flowers. So this is how, whenever Krishna comes to, wash his feet in a river, the river with the hands of his waves comes and embraces Krishna. Krishna's feet. Oh, this is beautiful. Krishna has come. All the waves are like rivers. The rivers just embrace Krishna like this. And they offer flowers, lotus flowers. Take, Krishna, take to the lotus feet of Krishna. And all the deer get attracted to Krishna. All the sages get attracted to Krishna. All the birds and sparrows, they become like sages. Generally, sparrows extremely restless. Have you seen birds? Extremely restless. Sparrow just moves his head for 10 times in 1 second. Right? Very restless. You are 10 feet away. From here, you do like this, sparrow will fly away. Such restless birds become like momentless sages, constantly meditating, just hearing Krishna's flute song with great ecstasy. That flute is acting as an instrument in Krishna's hands. It's an instrument in Krishna's hands. Although it is dry wood, it's moistening the eyes of all the people who are hearing Krishna's flute song. Although it is having so many holes, it is holding so many melodies, mesmerizing ragas. So this is how Krishna could empower this dry bamboo stick flute. If Krishna can empower a dry bamboo stick, why can't Krishna empower a sincere sadhaka to perform services? We might think, instrument, I should act as an instrument in Krishna's plan. Why should I act as instrument? I'm a tool. We may think like that, but that's an ecstasy. Only when you agree to act as an instrument in Krishna's plan, you will be able to perform something. Whatever we perform, so-called performance that we show, without considering ourselves as an instrument of Krishna, that will only increase our false pride. That will only distract us from what we are supposed to be. That will only bind us in a cycle of birth and death. Thinking of oneself as performance masters, enjoyers, proprietors, controllers. So this kind of mentality will only keep us in this material world forever. But when we identify ourselves honestly as Krishna's instruments, then we can come out of this entanglement. And we can do unimaginable tasks. Without Krishna touching that flute, can the flute produce any raga?
Oh, no.
Can the flute produce any melody? Can the flute produce all the wonderful effects of Venu Gita that we see in the 21st chapter of 10th canto? Because Krishna touched it, Krishna used it as an instrument in his hands, the flute is doing all these wonders. The flute is even making all the gopis of Vrindavan restless. Svarita Venuna Shushtu Chumbitam Itara Raga Vismaranam Nrunam. Itara Raga Vismaranam. When they hear the raga of Krishna's flute song, all the gopis forget other ragas. This raga is melody, that raga is attachment. Raga has two meanings. Raga is melody, raga is attachment. When we hear Krishna's raga that is playing on his flute, we forget all our material attachments. So this is the ecstasy. This is the power of Krishna's flute. Only because flute agreed to act as an instrument in Krishna's hands, flute is doing so many wonders. 10th canto of Bhagavatam describes how many wonders Krishna's flute is doing. Similarly, when we also become willing to act as Krishna's instruments, Krishna will perform so many wonderful deeds through us, inconceivable deeds through us. You know Damodar Leela, right? What happened in Damodar Leela? Yashodamata is trying to bind Krishna with a rope. Was that iron chain? No. No. How strong was the rope? What kind of ropes did she use? Not even coconut ropes. Simple household ropes, which are very soft, very delicate. They are silken ropes. And what is this mortar? This mortar is used to grind spices. You put some spices in it and then grind and put some masala in your sabji. That's the purpose of this. Very small, very tiny. Krishna is only 2-3-year-old boy. Younger than these little kids here. Much smaller there. He's only speaking broken words at that time. 2-3-year-old child. So Yashoda Mata tied Krishna with that rope. And what did Krishna do? Krishna slowly crawled between the two long Yamalarjuna trees standing in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. And Krishna pulled. He was attempting to uproot the Yamalarjuna trees, but the rope, the tools that he was using were insignificant. The rope is not strong. It's not an iron chain. This wooden grinding mortar is also not strong. It's not like some iron, big lump of iron. Very simple. And in the Yamalarjuna trees, there is like 1,000 times or million times more wood than the wood is present that is present in this little mortar. If the rope is stronger than the mortar should break. If the mortar is stronger than the rope should break. When Krishna is trying to pull the Yamalarjuna trees, but none of them broke. Trees were uprooted. Trees collapsed on either side of Krishna. Krishna empowered this insignificant rope and the wooden grinding mortar with the ability to uproot Arjuna trees, Yamalarjuna trees. If Krishna can empower a little insignificant rope, if Krishna can empower a small grinding mortar with the ability to uproot Arjuna trees, why can't Krishna empower a sadhaka, a devotee, who is agreeing to act as an instrument of Krishna's plans? Arjuna did not kill Jayadrat, Bhishma, Drona, Karna and all. Who killed? Krishna killed. Arjuna just manifested their death, acting as a humble instrument in Krishna's plans. Now, next point. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, there was a beautiful conversation between Ramanandara and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Such a beautiful conversation that describes Radha Tattva, Krishna Tattva. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is requesting Ramanandara, Ramanandara, speak more and more about Radharani, speak about Madhurya Rasa, speak about Vatsalya Rasa. So he is speaking so many things. Then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I am so fortunate. The purpose of my coming to this Godavari area, Vidyanagar, has become fulfilled when I met you. It's my great fortune to be able to hear about Radha and Krishna from you, my dear Ramanandara. Then Ramanandara said, oh Lord, Mora jihva veena yantra tumi veena dhari. Tomar mane yai uthe tahai uchari. Mora jihva veena yantra. My jihva, my tongue is like a stringed instrument, veena. Tumi veena dhari. You are the player of the instrument. Can a veena, perfectly functioning veena, produce ragas on its own? No. A person has to play it. Okay. Mora jihva veena yantra tumi veena dhari. Tomar mane yai uthe tahai uchari. Tomar mane yai uthe means whatever emotions are rising in your heart, I am only uttering that. You wanted to hear about Radharani? I spoke about Radharani. You wanted to hear about Krishna? I spoke about Krishna. It's your desire that's making my tongue vibrate. I am an instrument in your desires, my dear Lord. I did not speak. Ramananda did not take any credit for his big bhashan, his big description of Radha Krishna Leela or Tattva. He's only giving all credit to the Lord because you desired it, it happened. Similarly, when we do some services, whether you are worshipping the deities or giving lectures or hearing lectures or understanding philosophy or distributing books or whatever you may be doing, because Krishna desired it, it's happening. We are instruments in Krishna's plans. We are not replacements for Krishna when we are enlightening somebody and trying to bring them to Krishna consciousness. We are representatives of Krishna. Radha and Krishna are standing on the altar and telling us Go outside, there is my devotee, call him inside, give him prasadam. Speak about me to that devotee. And he's devotee, he doesn't look like devotee. He will become devotee. Right? I have already decided it. Just like Krishna decided the death of all the Kauravas, similarly, Krishna has decided this person will become a devotee. What are we supposed to do? Nimitta matram. Bhava Savyasachin. Arjuna is Savyasachi. He can release arrows with two hands. And we may be Savyasachi in other ways. We may be orators, we may be speakers, we may be kathakars, we may be whatever experienced book distributors, but still we are instruments only. Nimitta matram bhava Savyasachi. All they are Savyasachi, you are a Nimitta matra. All they are a great preacher, you are an instrument in Krishna's hands. We are not originators of compassion. We are transmitters of compassion. It is Krishna who is compassionate on a conditioned soul, and we, as humble instruments, are transmitting that compassion transparently to the soul and bringing them to Krishna like a servant of Krishna. Krishna, I am your servant. Whomever you call into the temple, I will go and call that person. Whomever you want in the temple, I will go as your messenger and call him. Please come. Dear Krishna is calling you. My dear sir, please come. That's the role of a preacher. So, tomar mane yai uthe tahai uchari. Now, an instrument, we have given so many examples. We have given example of rope, one instrument, mortar, another instrument, flute, another instrument, veena, another instrument, so many instruments. But we are comparing all these quote unquote non-living things with living beings like Arjuna, then who else? Ramanand Rai, Yashoda Mata. Like that, we are comparing non-living things, inanimate objects, with animate devotees. What is this? How is this comparison valid? Very important. These inanimate objects have no life, have no desiring capacity. For example, this little remote is there. If I say next slide, it will go to next slide. If I go to previous slide, it will go to previous slide. It has no ability to change slides on its own. Whatever I desire, it just acts. It's a non-living thing. But a human being, a living being, has consciousness, has desire, has independence. How can such a human being or living being act as instrument of Krishna? Answer is here. Raya kahe aminata tumi sutradhar. Ye mata nachautai che chahin nachibar. Raya kahe aminata. I'm an actor. Tumi sutradhar. You are sutradhar. Sutradhar means you are the wire puller. In those days, there are no animation movies. Right? There are no 3D animation pictures. So, a director of the movie, whatever, puppet show, will have 5 strings tied to the 5 fingers. 5 more strings tied to the 5 fingers of the other hand. So they just pull the wires like this and the dolls keep moving. It could be Narasimhadev, Hiranyakashipu fighting. Narasimhadev is tied to these 5 fingers. And Hiranyakashipu is tied to these 5 fingers. They just move like that. That's how you are the wire puller and I am the puppet. You are the director and the actor. Actor has to act according to director's direction. Raya kahe aminata tumi tu sutradhar. Yei mata nachao taiche chahi nachibar. The way the wire puller is pulling the wire, the puppet is moving. Puppet has no independence, but a devotee has an independence. A living being has independence. So he says, Chahi nachibar, I have an ability to desire, I have independence, I have free will. Therefore, utilizing that free will, Chahi, I desire to act according to your will. We have free will, we have voluntary spirit. So we need to voluntarily choose to act as Krishna's instrument. That's bhakti. Bhakti means to voluntarily choose to act as instrument in Krishna's plans. Other inanimate objects have no ability to make a choice on their own, but we are animate living beings. So using our independence, we need to make a choice, conscious choice. When we don't make choice, Krishna will not force us. Krishna doesn't like forced love. Krishna likes voluntary love. When we voluntarily choose to love Krishna and serve Krishna, Krishna will be pleased. He doesn't force us. He gives us knowledge. He gives us independence, svecha, and he will be detached. If you utilize that svecha to act as an instrument in Krishna's will, not as a ritual, not as an obligation, but a voluntary, conscious, and earnest desire to serve him with the very strength that he himself has given us, then we are devotees. Then what we are doing is bhakti yoga, right? Service to Krishna or acting as an instrument in Krishna's service is not a ritual. It's not an obligation. It is a conscious, voluntary choice made by a devotee. Now, Krishna doesn't like forced service, as we discussed before. He leaves it up to us. We need to use our determination, discrimination, discernment to either act as instruments in Krishna's will or instruments of Maya's will. We are instruments ultimately. We are under someone's control. Although somebody says I am under nobody's control, they are still under the control of Maya, control of time, control of the three modes, Sattva-guna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna. We are constantly under somebody's control. For example, you are going out, you are driving your car. Are you not under somebody's control? My car, I am driving. You are under control. You need to keep to right. If you go to the left, then saying that I am coming from India, therefore I drive on the left side. Then government will control you. Right? There's a red signal there. All the traffic constable is not standing there, like in India. Still, there are some signals, red signal and green signal. Right above the signals, there is a little camera that's capturing the image, the picture of your car number to send you ticket bill. Okay, this is how you have violated the laws. You need to pay this much fine, right? We are under control. And nobody's there on the road. Why should I stop? Red signal is that you have to stop. That's all. You can't use other logics. If you use any logic, pay fine. If you violate once again, cancel your driving license. You're not allowed to drive. I know how to drive. Still, you are under control of so many laws. Government laws are there. Material laws are there. Natural laws are there. Laws of nature will control us. So we are constantly under control. Either you be under the control of Krishna or control of Maya, control of material nature. That's our choice. So a devotee is one who consciously chooses to act as an instrument in Krishna's plan. Initially, Krishna said, my dear Arjuna, you must fight. Then Arjuna still had so many doubts. How can I fight with my own relatives? In the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, second and third slokas, Krishna chastised Arjuna. He scolded him. You should fight. Klaibyam masmagam aparthanai tatvaya upapadyate kshudram hridaya daurbalyam tyakva uttishta parantapa. Get up. Give up this petty weakness of heart. Fight. Krishna said, resound is coming. Echo. I don't know if in Kurukshetra echo came or not, but here it's coming. But later Arjuna said, I don't know what to do. I'm quite confused. Karpanya doshopahata sabhava pruchhami tvam dharma sammudha chetaha yashreyasya nishchitam rohitan me sishyasya hamshadimam tvam prapannam. Excellent. All the children are nicely trained. Gita shlokas. He said, Karpanya dosha apahata svabhava. Because of my miserly weakness, I'm unable to take a decision. What is Karpanya dosha? Krapana means miser. Why Arjuna is saying that I have Karpanya dosha? I have miserly weakness. How is Arjuna a miser? Who is a miser? What is the characteristic of a miser? Who spends less amount or no amount? Right? He has money, by the way. He has money, but he doesn't use it. That's a miser. Arjuna, how is he a miser?
He has.
Huh?
He has the ability to fight, but he's not fighting.
He has ability to fight, but he's not fighting. Okay, that's one way of looking at it. Anything else? He has intelligence. He has common sense. He has logic and reason, but he's not using it. Being a devotee of Krishna, he has so much of wisdom and knowledge, but he's not utilizing all that, but he's getting confused. Dharma sammudha cheta. I'm completely confused in performing my duty as a Kshatriya. He was confused. But after hearing Bhagavad Gita, you know what Arjuna said? Nashto moha smritir labdham prasadan mayachyutam hitosmi kata sandeha rishyē vachanam tava nashto moha. All my illusion and confusion is gone. Smritir labdha, I regained my memory. Means I already have it. I have that knowledge, but I forgot it because of miserly weakness. And I again regained that memory. But prasadan mayachita, by your grace, by your mercy, prasada is not prasadam here. It's not, this prasada is not laddu, and you have given laddu, and I remembered everything. You have given me Bhagavad Gita, therefore I remembered everything. Tat prasadan mayachita, stitosmi gata sandeha. All my doubts are cleared. Karishye vachanam tava. I will do whatever you want me to do. This is voluntary spirit. Before Arjuna said this, 10 slokas before, what did Krishna say? Iti te jnanam akshyatam yat guhyataram mayam imbrishyaitad aseshena yathechasi tatha kuru. I have spoken to you so much of confidential knowledge. Vimrishya etad aseshena. You nicely analyze it. Deliberate on what I spoke to you. Then, yathechasi tatha kuru. You do whatever you want to do. When Krishna said, you do whatever you want to do, Arjuna said, I will do whatever you want me to do. That is voluntary spirit. Karishye vachanam tava. Krishna did not hypnotize Krishna. Oh, like this. You change your mind. He said, you are not fighting, you have to fight now. He did not do all this. So, Krishna just spoke Bhagavad Gita, gave knowledge, and Arjuna deliberated on it. Oh, correct. Within 10 shlokas, he said, Karishye vachanam tava. 10 shlokas. Krishna said, you do whatever you want. He said, I will do whatever you want me to do. As simple as that. This is sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. I will do whatever you want me to do. I keep aside all my concocted ideas, plans. I will just take your shelter. I will just follow your advice. That is acting as instrument in Krishna's plans. Next. This is the life of a devotee. To be enlightened and empowered by Krishna and willingly act as instrument in his plans by appropriately using one's minute independence. If we don't act according to his plans, we are misusing our independence. If we act according to his instructions, his plans, his teachings, then we are appropriately using our independence. Whatever he wanted us to do, he spoke in Bhagavad Gita. Oh, for Arjuna, Krishna is there personally. He is guiding. Who is there to guide me? Bhagavad Gita is there, right? Actually, Krishna did not speak Gita to Arjuna. He spoke to all of us through Arjuna. Krishna purposely kept Arjuna in some kind of confusion and bewilderment and made him as an instrument. Again, another instrument. Krishna is not just using Arjuna as an instrument to fight in Kurukshetra war. He is also using Arjuna as an instrument to give us Bhagavad Gita. All these Gita teachings are not meant for Arjuna. Because Arjuna is already self-realized soul. He is a personal associate of Krishna. He is a Nitya Parshada. Naranara and Rishis. They are constantly together. He doesn't have any confusions. We have confusions. When Arjuna said, Karpanya dosha, that is our dosha, not his dosha. When he said Dharma Sammodha Cheta, we are Dharma Sammodha Cheta. We don't know what is Dharma only. Many of us. By Prabhupada's grace, some of us came to know. But most people in this material world, they think earning money is their Dharma. Somehow, by beating people or cheating people or looting people, somehow or the other, getting our livelihood is dharma. That's what they think. But they don't understand. Savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhaktirathokshaje ahaituki apratihata yayatma suprasidati. That they don't understand. But scriptures teaches. So following scriptures like Gita and Bhagavatam is karishye vachanam tava for us. Following Krishna's will or plan or acting as an instrument in Krishna's plans is basically following Gita and Bhagavatam. Now, when we happen to serve Krishna by acting as an instrument, we should take pride in getting an opportunity to act as an instrument, but we should not become proud of our accomplishments. So when you manage to successfully act as an instrument in Krishna's plans, don't be proud of your capabilities, because capabilities are given by Krishna. Arjuna was the hero of battlefield of Kurukshetra. But once Kurukshetra battle was over, Arjuna could not even defeat some cowheads. He became completely incapable. So no, we should not take pride in our capabilities. And when we don't have capability, we should not feel discouraged also. A sincere devotee doesn't take pride in one's capability or doesn't get discouraged in one's disability. Whatever ability Krishna has given us, with that, let me just serve Krishna. You can always refine your skills and acquire skills. That's a different thing. Because when can you acquire skills? Only when the Lord has given you the ability to acquire skills. When can I do some service with my hand? When the Lord has given me hand. If the Lord takes away my hand, the Lord just makes me take birth without a hand itself, I won't be able to do that. Right? So I have another hand, let me work with that hand. So whatever abilities we have also are bestowed by Krishna, and using that ability, refining that ability, upgrading that ability, we should serve Krishna. That's the purpose of life. Sincerely try to use God-given abilities in His service and realize that all the accomplishments are due to His sanction. This is humility. To act as an instrument in Krishna's will is humility. We should humbly understand our position instead of becoming puffed up. Sometimes all the devotees do so much seva. Selflessly they do service, but somewhere deep within the heart there is some kind of pride in one's accomplishments. I have done it, I have done it, I have done it. What do we have done it? Ahankara vimudhatma kartaham iti manyati. Of course, for all practical purposes, when you do something, you should claim that, you should say that you have done it. For example, Mayapur Yatra is there. You are booking tickets. So Prabhu was asked, can you book tickets? He booked tickets. Then another devotee asked, did you book tickets? Nimitta matram bhava satya. I have not booked tickets. He would say, I have not booked tickets. What will happen? They will book tickets again, isn't it? Better when you say, when you have booked tickets, you say that you have done ticket booking. In the name of being humble, I am Nivitta Matram. I am not Ahankar Vimudhatma Karta Mitumaniti. I am not Karta. I am not the doer. Don't create some practical confusions. Okay. So for all practical purposes, we may say, I have done it, I have not done it, all that. But at heart, we understand that everything is happening by Krishna's grace. Okay. Pass on credit to Krishna. When you're working, you work. As if you are working. As if you are the doer. But you give all the credit to Krishna. Arjuna did not say, Krishna, you have already killed everybody. Why should I work? But Arjuna said, I will work. He was anxious. He was angry. He was totally in the mood. Although he understands Krishna is doing everything, but when he is on the battlefield, on the chariot with Gandiva bow in his hand, he is acting as if he is doing everything. Similarly, when we are doing so many services, we should perform to the best of our ability as if we are doing it on behalf of Krishna, on behalf of Guru, on behalf of Parampara. Further, once Hiranyakashipu asked Prahalad, Prahalad, When I just raise my eyebrow like this, all the devatas become frightened. When I'm feeling little hot, I would just look at sun like this. Sun has to reduce his temperature just to give me AC effect. In the night time, when I just look at Krishna, look at the moon like this, he has to adjust his temperature to give me warmth. He's extra cool. So I instruct him like that. All the devatas are frightened because of me. But you, 5-year-old child, you have no fear. Absolutely no fear. I tried to kill you in 100 different ways. You are not dying only. You are not giving up Hari Bhakti. You are like a dog's tail. Dog's tail will never become straight. Right? Have you ever seen straight dog's tail? I'll fix here. Huh? You have seen? How? Somebody tied a stick and put a wire like this. The dog's tail is always curved like this. You are like that, not giving up Hari Bhakti. On whose strength are you so fearless? My dear Prahlad. Hiranyakashipu asked like this. Prahlad said, you are asking the source of my strength. The source of my strength is the source of your strength also. That's such a big blow on Hiranyakashipu's false ego. He always hated Lord Vishnu, Lord Hari, and here is little 5-year-old child coming and saying that Vishnu is the source of your strength. What a great insult to Hiranyakashipu. Some reporter asked Prabhupada in the Western countries only. So, Krishna is your God? Prabhupada said, Krishna is your God also. A devotee is completely convinced that Krishna is the source of everything and Krishna is the source of everybody's strength. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattaha sarvam pravartate iti mattva bhajanti yama buddha bhava samanvita. So I am sarvasya prabhavo. I am the source of everything, Krishna says. Now, let's go to first canto. Kunti Mata spoke to Krishna. My dear Krishna, you're leaving Hastinapur and you're going to Dwarka. Just now my sons have gained their kingdom. Still there are so many inimical kings. They are clanching on them. They may attack them at any time. Please don't go to Dwarka. Please stay back. And Krishna said, they just won Kurukshetra battle. Your eldest son, Yudhishthir Maharaj, is the personification of Dharma. And Arjuna is Gandivadhari. He's an expert, celebrated warrior. He could impress all the Devatas also. He impressed Lord Shiva and got Pashupatastra. He impressed Indra. He impressed so many people. He impressed his own guru, Dronacharya. And Bhima, he's such a powerful warrior. Within his one arm, there is a strength of 10,000 elephants. Can you imagine having the strength of 10,000 elephants? How much strength do you have? How many elephants can you hit? Bhima had the strength of 10,000 elephants. You know what does that mean? You keep 10,000 elephants in one row. Bhima would punch the first elephant. And the 10,000 elephant will fall down. Can you guess what happened to the first elephant? Second elephant? Chutney. They'll become pulp. So that's what is Bhima's strength. So when we have Bhima, Arjuna, Nakal, Sahadev and Yudhishthir Maharaj, why do you need me? You know what Kunti Mata said? My dear Krishna, my 5 sons are like the 5 senses of the body. What is the use of 5 senses, 5 strong senses without the soul in the body? You are soul and they are senses. Of course, Krishna is super soul, but just a comparison. Without soul, body cannot function, senses cannot function, right? So Kunti Mata said, my sons are like senses without soul if you are not there. You are the source of their strength. This is how devotees completely acknowledge that it's all by Krishna's grace. Please recite the shloka. Yasmanah sampado rajyam daraha pranaha kulam prajaha asan sapatna vijayo Gokasya yadanugrahat Yasmanah sampado rajyam. Our sampada, our prosperity, wealth, rajyam, our kingdom, daraha, wives, pranaha, life, kulam, dynasty, praja, citizens, Asan Sapatna Vijayo, our ability to conquer all the opponents, Lokascha, our higher planets, higher destinations, Yadanugrahat. All this came to us only by the Anugraha, mercy of Krishna. Who is saying this? Yudhishthira Maharaj is speaking this to Bhima. Bhima, whatever prosperity, wealth, name, fame, prestige we have, it's all by Krishna's grace. He is the source of all powers. Therefore, we need to utilize all our powers in his service. Hrishikena, Hrishikesha, Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyati. Our senses are meant to be utilized in Krishna's seva. Arjuna says, I could solve that Matsya Yantra and marry Draupadi only because of Krishna. And when Durvasa Muni came, you know the story? Durvasa Muni comes to the forest. He asks Draupadi and Pandavas, we are hungry. Me and my hundreds and thousands of disciples are hungry. Can you please feed us some food? She did not know what to do. Pandavas did not know what to do. Durvasa Muni said, I'll take bath and come, make everything ready. And they know what Durvasa Muni did in Ambarish Maharaj's case. He created a fiery demon to kill Ambarish Maharaj. He's known to curse people and then destroy people. So they were anxious. Then Krishna came and said, Draupadi, I am hungry. She's already in dilemma and big anxiety. How do I feed Durvasa Muni? No, Krishna comes and says, I am hungry. How do I feed him? Then Draupadi said, Krishna, I don't have anything at home to offer you. Then Krishna said, you're lying. You have something. Draupadi said, do I lie? Will I not feed something to you, Krishna? Yes, you're not feeding, you have something. Get that Akshay Patra. Yeah, I don't have anything. I have cleaned it nicely. I'm very good at washing utensils. I did not keep anything there, any grain there. He said, no, you did not. You are lying to me. Bring it. So to one corner of that Akshay Patra, one little grain was stuck. Krishna ate it. And when Krishna ate that little grain, Durvasa Muni and his hundreds and thousands of disciples were belching as if they have eaten till this point or till this point. That's how Krishna saved. And Bhima could kill Jarasandha because of Krishna. He's giving hint here. Have you seen that? So like that, Arjuna started recollecting all their accomplishments and he said, all the credit of our accomplishments will go to Krishna. We are not the accomplishers. We are not the achievers. I could get Pashupatastra. I could kill Nivata Kavacha demons. I could also destroy all the people in Kurukshetra battle. All this is because of Krishna. Even Yashoda, Kunti Mata also says this. She says, Vishan Mahagneha Purushada Darshanat Asat Sabhaya Vanavasa Krutsrata Mridhe Neka Maharathastrato Draunyastratascha Hare Bhirakshita. Vishan, when my son Bhima was poisoned, who protected him? Krishna, you protected him. Mahagnehi, when our house was set on fire, who protected us? You have protected us. Purushada Darshanat, we were attacked by great man-eating demons like Hidimbasar and Bakasur when we were wandering in the forests. You protected us. You protected Bhima. Draunyastratascha Hare Bhirakshita. Now you protected Parikshit Maharaj, son of Mother Uttara, from the wrath of Ashwatthama's Brahmastra. You protected us in various ways. So Krishna is our ultimate protector. We cannot protect ourselves with our own powers. And even if we are protecting ourselves with our own powers, those powers are also bestowed by Krishna, not us. Krishna rakshatu no jagatraya guru Krishnam namadham sada Krishne nakhila shatravo vinihata Krishnaya tasmai namah. Krishna deva samuthitam jagaditam Krishnasya dasosmyaham Krishne tishthati vishvameta dakhilam He Krishna rakshasvaman. It's only Krishna who protects. Krishna rakshatu no jagatraya guru. He's the master. He's the teacher of all the three worlds. He's the only protector. No one else can protect us. Ananyascintayanto mam ye jana paripasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham Yogakshemam vahamyaham. Krishna will take care of all our well-being. He will take care. He said, I will supply whatever my devotees lack and I will preserve whatever my devotees have. This is how Krishna protects. So whatever we have is by Krishna's grace. And therefore Arjuna said that all our prosperity is by Krishna's grace. And even Ramananda Rai also said the same thing. Sancharya Rama Bhida Bhakta Meghe Bhakti Siddhanta Chayamritani Gaurambhiretair Amunavatirna Tajnatvaratnalayatam Prayati. This ocean, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is compared to ocean. And Ramananda is compared to Megha. Megha means a cloud. So cloud gets water from the ocean. And cloud showers that water back on the ocean. You see? So we receive power from the Lord and we use that power in Krishna's service. As simple as that. So Arjuna is saying, Vanchitoham Maharaja Rina Bandhurupina Yena me Pahritam Tejo Deva Vismapanam Mahat Vanchito Aham Maharaja. Arjuna, after Krishna's departure, he was expressing his anguish and feelings of separation to Yudhishthira Maharaj. He said, I have been cheated, O Maharaja. Harina Bandhurupina, Lord Hari became my Bandhu, my relative. Yena me apahartam tejo. Earlier he empowered me to do so many things. Now he has stolen away all my teja, all the powers. Deva Vismapanam Mahat. Earlier I could mesmerize even the great devatas also with my powers, with my bowman skills. But all that is gone now. And Arjuna is not lamenting for the loss of his powers. Arjuna is lamenting for the loss of his friend. And in this purport, Prabhupada writes beautiful point. Krishna bestows positions and possessions and talents and resources for his service and takes them away when the service is finished. Because these talents and powers are not required for us to go back to Godhead. All the talents that we have, they are not necessary for us to go back to Godhead. Some devotees have singing talent. Some devotees have speaking talent. Some devotees have cooking talent. Some devotees have decorating talent. Some devotees have managing talents. Different devotees have different talents. These kids have sloka memorization talent. They are quoting practically every sloka of Bhagavad Gita, whichever we are remembering. The different devotees are bestowed with different talents. But once the service is over, the service for which we needed those talents, when the service is finished, Krishna will take away the talents. Because talents have nothing to do with Krishna Prema. Talents are just mediums to do some service. And service is temporary. Service attitude is permanent. Service is temporary. Today you may do some service. After 10 years, you may take up some other service according to the need of the hour. Okay. And in the previous Yuga also people served Krishna in various ways. But the flavor of the service is little different. The need of the services are different. But the service attitude of just being adaptable and flexible and malleable to the needs of the service, that is permanent. So we should attach ourselves to the principle of serving Krishna, not our positions or possessions and privileges or powers. Everything we have is meant for Krishna's service, and without this purpose, our positions or possessions are futile. What is the use of a position or a possession without using that in Krishna's service? In this mood, we have to act as instruments of Krishna's service. Our real wealth is service to Krishna. Bhishma said in the 9th chapter of the 1st canto of Bhagavad. You know what Bhishma said? Yatra dharma suto raja Yada panirvrukodaraha Krishnostrigandivam chapam Suhrit Krishnastato vipat Tatra Dharmasuto Raja. The place where Dharmasuta, who is Yamadharma, I'm sorry, Yudhishthira Maharaj is staying. Gadapanir Vrkodaraha, the place where Bhima is there. Krishnostri Gandivam Chapam, and Arjuna is there holding his Gandiva. And not just these three, not just the dharmic mentality of Yudhishthira Maharaj, not just the physical strength of Bhima, not just the military skill of Arjuna. It's not the real strength of Pandavas. The real strength of Pandavas is their friendship with Krishna. Suhrut Krishna. Suhrut Krishna. Krishna is their Suhrut, direct well-wisher and friend. Tato, but still they understood, still they faced so many problems. Tato Vipat. When Krishna wants, Vipatis can be there even in the life of pure devotees. So, okay. Huh? Sorry? Okay, Vipatti, right? Tomorrow we'll discuss that. About problems and reversals. Tomorrow is the topic there. How much time? 8:45. Prabhu said 8:45. I'll just conclude in a few minutes. So we spoke a lot about the mood of acting as an instrument in Krishna's service so far. But sometimes Krishna has his own unexpected ways of engaging us as instruments in his service. In Ramayana, how many parts are there? Multiple choice question. 1, 10, 3, 7. Okay. Out of the 7 parts, which is the best part? Sundarakanda. In Sundarakanda, what is Lord Ram's role?
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing. So Ram is sitting in Kishkinda and lamenting in separation from Sita. That is Ram's role in Sundarakanda. That's not even mentioned. It's there in the background. You should understand at the end of Kishkinda Kanda. In Sundarakanda, who is the hero?
Hanuman.
Hanuman. He jumps across the Lanka ocean. He finds Sita Devi. He consoles her, reassures her, pacifies her. And Hanumanji destroys the Ashoka Vatika. Hanumanji goes and meets Ravana and gives him a warning, gives him some teachings. And finally, he burns entire Lanka. It is Hanumanji who is the hero. So, in Ramayana, in the most exciting part of Ramayana, Lord Ramachandra took a back seat and highlighted Hanumanji. My dear devotee should become glorious for all time to come, that people glorify Hanumanji in various ways. And even in Yuddhakanda also, Hanumanji brings Sanjeevani mountain and protects Lakshman and Ram and all the Vanaras who are affected by Indrajit's astra, poisonous astra. And Hanumanji also was bringing big boulders for the construction of Ram Setu. And Hanumanji also killed so many demons in Lanka war. So Hanumanji was highlighted so much in Ramayana. But what was the role given to Hanumanji when it came to Mahabharata? What was Hanumanji doing? Sitting on the flag of Arjuna and just blessing him. Arjuna, may you take my blessings. That's all. One more role was given. When Bhima was roaring, Hanumanji also starts roaring along with him. Hanumanji had the ability to make all the Kauravas, like Duryodhan, Dushyasan, Karna, Shakuni into chutney within 18 seconds. He doesn't need 18 days for Kurukshetra war. Although Hanumanji was still capable, he still has powers and talents. Krishna did not utilize those talents. Why? Krishna wanted to use Arjuna as an instrument in Kurukshetra war. There in Ramayana, Hanumanji was an instrument in Lord Ramachandra's hands to win the Lanka war. But in Kurukshetra war, Krishna wanted to give that role to Arjuna and Bhima, Yudhishthira, Pandavas. Sometimes Krishna expects us to act as an instrument in his hands in a certain way, in a very prominent way, in a very attention-attracting way. You are in the limelight. You are in the focus light. Sometimes Krishna expects us to take a low profile. Sit in that corner and chant Hare Krishna. And sometimes Krishna say, go and take that mic and address everybody. Sometimes Krishna would say, do Aarti in front of 1,000 people, Maha Aarti on Janmashtami day. Sometimes Krishna would say, go and sing in chorus. Sometimes Krishna would say, play harmonium and then lead the kirtan. Sometimes Krishna would say, no, you just follow the kirtan. So different devotees get different services in different contexts. In a movie, you can't see the hero in every scene. In a drama, one character will not be seen throughout the drama. Different characters will have their own prominence in different scenes. Similarly, in different pastimes, Krishna wants to highlight the glories of some devotees, some instruments. Just because we are not utilized as an instrument in a particular episode in the universal history, spiritual history, that does not mean such a devotee is any less in the eyes of the Lord. The Lord utilizes different devotees as instruments at different times, and we need to be happy with whatever opportunities Krishna gives us. And Hanumanji did not say, is this the role that you are giving me, Krishna? You know my power, right? You know what all I have done in Ramayana, right? It's low profile activity for me. Yeah, apman hai. So Krishna did, Hanuman did not take it as an insult. Hanumanji, whatever role you give me, my Lord, I will do it. You want me to just sit on the flag and bless? Fine, I'll do it, no problem. So we need to be, being an instrument in Krishna's plan is not just trying to be always the best instrument. You do your best as per Krishna's expectation. We just cannot say, I want to be the all foremost instrument in all the plans of Krishna. I need to be utilized as the best instrument. No, it's okay. Krishna has different devotees. When you are not called for some service, what are you supposed to do? Chant Hare Krishna and read Bhagavatam. Nobody can separate two things from us, B and B. You know what are they? Bead bag and Bhagavatam. Bead bag and Bhagavatam. Nobody can separate from us. Different services are given to us in different contexts. Services may come and go. But Japa, holy name, should always stay with us. Bhagavatam should always stay with us. Permanent. Even deity worship also, when we become very old, we will not be able to worship the deities. When we become sick, we cannot worship the deities. But while lying on the bed also, you can hear Bhagavatam, you can chant holy names of Krishna. You may not be able to travel to Dham often. But Bhagavatam is always accessible. Harinam is always accessible. So we need to stick to that which truly matters. Bhishma, what role Bhishma was given? He was always misunderstood. Even till date, people question, even devotees question, why Bhishma did not do anything when Draupadi was being disrobed. Why Bhishma had to take the side of Duryodhana? We understand his heart may be there towards the Pandavas, but why did he take the side of Duryodhana? That's the role Krishna has given to Bhishma. If Bhishma takes the center seat and then protects Draupadi, how will we understand Krishna is the supreme protector? Why would Krishna get an opportunity to protect Draupadi? So all the capable people also took a low profile so that this point is made clear. When every single force in the entire cosmic manifestation fails to protect you, Krishna is there to protect you. Bhishma took a low profile for that purpose. However powerful, influential, talented, great you may be from an external material calculation, if you take the side of adharma, you have to be defeated. Krishna wanted to give this lesson to all of us. He used Bhishma as an instrument. Bhishma, you fight on the wrong side, and a lesser warrior, less experienced warrior like Arjuna will defeat you. Your own grandson will defeat you, he will kill you, so that people will get message. We should not take the side of adharma. And Bhishma said, okay, fine, I'll play this role. Just because somebody is playing a negative role in a drama, that does not mean he's a villain in the real life. Similarly, just because Bhishma took the side of Adharma in Kurukshetra war, that does not mean he is a adharmic person. He is a Mahajan. Mahajano Yanagata Sapanta. And there are many more such beautiful points. I think I should. One more point is you should transfer the credits. Whenever you happen to accomplish a service, you should immediately transfer the credit to Acharyas, credit to all those who have trained you and helped you, and ultimately to Krishna. If a crow takes some peacock feathers and tucks in its tail and says, I'm looking so beautiful. Have you seen my beauty? Can I dance? Shall I dance now? Like peacock. It will only make a joke out of itself. But similarly, when we are having all the talents from Krishna, we cannot claim credit for our accomplishments. All talents are given to us by Krishna. So let us be humble instruments in the hands of Krishna and hands of acharyas and devotees. Any questions or comments, corrections? Any feedbacks? Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you for enlightening. So, Prabhu, you touched a point briefly, but when there is adversity, taking shelter, at least externally or internally, is relatively easier. But when everything is going good, getting puffed up is relatively very easier. So, how to have that equipoise nature in both circumstances where we can.
This particular question can we take tomorrow? Because tomorrow we have this topic of tolerating reversals, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's more relevant there. Anything related to instruments in Krishna's plans? Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you very much for your nice class. Very enlightening. I was thinking when you were speaking about the characteristics of surrender and being instrument in Krishna's hands. I couldn't resist, but my mind was going to Bhima. And you could say, or I could argue that he was more eager to punish any misdeeds more than Yudhishthira Maharaj, more than Arjun. He was always eager to punish whatever wrong happened right away. So that's one point. And then, there was another thing which I thought also, but we don't give as much credit as a devotee, like Maharaj Yudhishthira, who is Ramaraj. But he was always like subdued, no, we will tolerate, even if we understand that it's against us, we will accept it as, as our karma or destiny and stuff like that. So it sounds like it's a little bit contradictory with the point which you made that, that's the qualification for Krishna to use us with the being eager to and that's the other point, that Bhima was always very eager to fight, always go for justice and dharma and stuff like that, not wait how many years we need to wait, let's do it right now, we have power, we can do it. So you could say something.
So Bhima is eager to punish miscreants, and Yudhishthira was little calm and cool, but we give more credit to Yudhishthira than Bhima. That's the question.
Well, he is considered to be Dharmaraj. We consider Maharaj Yudhishthira to be Dharmaraj.
He is Dharmaraj because he is the son of Yamadharmaraj. So basically, in this comparison between Bhima and Yudhishthira, Yudhishthira is given more credit and his devotion is more highlighted than Bhima's. Why is it so? That's the question, right?
Yeah.
So basically, different devotees have different natures. Although all of them are great devotees, pure devotees, Yudhishthira is more on the dharmic side and peace lover. And Bhima is little more on aggressive side. And Arjuna is little balanced, is in between. Even amongst all the Pandavas, Arjuna is given more credit than even Yudhishthira also, many times. But all are great devotees, they have their own individual natures. And why specifically Arjuna has more focus? Because Arjuna is equal in age to Krishna. Bhima and Yudhishthira are elders, Nakula and Sahadeva are younger. So there is more intimacy. From the perspective of pastimes, there is more intimacy between Krishna and Arjuna. Yet Bhima is not an ordinary devotee. At least, although Arjuna and Yudhishthira are remembered more, being the kings and elder people, Bhima is never minimized. Bhima is never. We don't see scriptures finding fault with Bhima and all, but they have their nature. For example, in amongst Krishna's queens, Rukmini Devi, she is more mild and soft. Satyabhama she is a bit aggressive. Amongst Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's associates, we have Jagadananda Pandit and Damodar Pandit, they are a bit aggressive. Gadadhar Pandit is very soft and very gentle. So different devotees have different natures. All of them are exalted. But softer devotees are highlighted in many contexts little more than people who are a bit aggressive. Because they are little impudent. Although their impudence is a product of their love only, but still there is some impudence in them. They may little compromise on the etiquette sometimes. So therefore, Prabhupada also mentions about Damodar Pandit and Jagadanand Pandit like that in Antya-lila purports. But nevertheless, they are great devotees. And Yudhishthira Maharaj is highlighted because not only he is aware of dharma, but he is also more composed and calm. Bhima, definitely he wants to punish people, but just wanting to punish people who are miscreants itself is not sufficient. That eagerness to punish people, Vinashaya Dushkritam, must be properly balanced with sensitivity, forgiveness, seeing the context, seeing the situation, acting appropriately according to the situation. All these also need to be considered. Therefore, from that perspective, Yudhishthira Maharaj, who is more calm and composed, he is more highlighted. But Bhima is a good devotee, great devotee, that is acknowledged. This is my little understanding. Does it make sense?
I mean, thank you. From the those characteristics which you highlighted, the eagerness to punish the miscreants and how to say, being eager to do that to serve Krishna, you could argue that Bhima was better situated to be instrument in Krishna's hands.
Now, Yudhishthira Maharaj, if Bhima is better situated to act as an instrument, why would Krishna want Yudhishthira Maharaj to sit on the throne? He would have made Bhima as the king of Hastinapur. It is Bhima who killed all the 100 sons of Dhritarashtra, by the way. Yudhishthira did not kill a single son of Dhritarashtra. Although primary person in Kaurava side is Duryodhan and primary person in Pandava side is Yudhishthira Maharaj, there was no battle between both of them. Actual battle was between Bhima and Duryodhan, not Duryodhan and Yudhishthira Maharaj. So Yudhishthira Maharaj is eldest, first point. Secondly, he is more aware of dharma. He has that balance. He has that composure. And Bhima is little like overexcited and over enthusiastic. It's not just to kill, but that eagerness to serve by killing opponents should also be properly balanced with acting appropriately according to time, place, circumstances. So that composure Yudhishthira Maharaj had. Of course, that nature of Bhima doesn't minimize his devotion, but that nature is not suitable to be the king and be a leader as such. Leader has to have more composure. It's not just excitement and eagerness and not being enthusiastic only. That utsaha, nischaya, dhairya, visaya, right? Utsaha, enthusiasm must be balanced with dhairya, patience. Just utsaha is not sufficient. Thank you. 3, 4 hands. How much time do you have? Please, Prabhu, you can see how many questions I can take. I can take questions.
I'm going to invoke seniority. I want to say.
You want to bless me? Because you're senior.
Thank you so much for coming here. We feel like we know you because we know you so much from your books. And we've been reading your books forever. For as long as it's been a while that you've been out there. So we feel like we know you very well, even though it's the first time
Meeting.
we're seeing you or we're meeting you when you have come here. So just want to say thank you so much. I think I speak for everyone for such a wonderful, wonderful class. And- Wonderful books.
Thank you so much, Mother. We need your blessings.
They make understanding Prabhupada books. They're always helpful.
Thank you so
in
much.
understanding Prabhupada books.
I am
Thank you.
Nimitta Matram. I'm an instrument. The desires. I'm an instrument in the desires of devotees who want to serve Prabhupada books. I am not. It's not my contribution. It's all Krishna extracted something from it. Thank you. Any other question? Yes, I saw some others here first.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Very, very wonderful and thought-provoking. Again, about Vinashaya Chadushkita. So, in our day-to-day life as sadhakas, what would be an example for us to understand how to be an instrument of Krishna's, desires in that aspect, and how should we avoid Vaishnava Aparadh in that process?
For us, Krishna's plans and Krishna's desires are communicated through Krishna's representatives. And who are they? Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. So, how should we conduct ourselves? How can we act as instruments in Krishna's plans? Simple. Following Guru's instructions, following Shastric teachings, and following the example of Sadhus. Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. So these three will decide for us. Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, Yaha Shastra vidhi utsrujya vartate kamakarataha nasa siddhima vapnoti nasukham naparangatim. So if we disregard Shastric injunctions, there is no sukham, there is no success in life. Now, the second part of your question, where you said, in terms of Vinashaya Dushkrita, destroying miscreants, how can we act as Krishna's instruments? Yeah, sometimes we may have to do that also, if that is our expectation. More than destroying the miscreants, we need to destroy their misconceptions. Especially as followers of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we need to try to destroy the misconception rather than the miscreant. Mahaprabhu did not destroy Jagai and Madhai. He transformed them. So we need to bring people to good culture and good consciousness rather than trying to hate them or destroying them. That era was over. Dwapar Yuga, Treta Yuga, they are the yugas where demons were killed. But here, especially in Mahaprabhu's movement, we need to kill the demoniac conceptions by spreading Krishna consciousness, by spreading positivity, by spreading holy names of Krishna. Shatruchhedaika mantram sakalam upanishadvakya sampujya mantram samsarochheda mantram samuchita tamasaha sangha niryana mantram sarvaishwaryaika mantram vyasana bhujaga sandashta santrana mantram jihve Sri Krishna mantram japa japa satatam janma safalya mantram. Shatruchhedaika mantram, not Sudarshan Chakra here. All Shatrus are destroyed by mantram. The external Shatrus of, envious people, internal Shatrus of Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, all these Shatrus are destroyed by Krishna mantra, Hare Krishna mantra. And samsaro cheda mantram, this material existence, repeated cycle of birth and death is destroyed by Krishna mantra. Vyasana bhujaga sandashta santrana mantram. All our bad habits, all our miseries, they are destroyed by Krishna mantra. So let us do vinashaya cha dushkritam by chanting Hare Krishna. Yes, Mrs.
Prabhu, I was thinking, Prabhu, when you was explaining how the devotees have been given different types of devotional service, and we do it in the ideology of that I just want to be Krishna's instrument. And then sometimes we might not be very successful on those endeavors. Then what if this thought comes in that I should be in a low profile, and we neglect that real endeavor of being in one service to think that probably this is best for me to just sit and chant. How do we cut that idea?
If we are asked to maintain a low profile, we may do so. Just like Krishna asked Hanumanji, you just sit on the flag, no need to fight. Don't use your gada. Don't bring boulders. Although you have the ability, I know, but still I want you to just take a low profile. Now I want to highlight Arjun and Bhima and Yudhishthir Maharaj and all of them, Pandavas. But sometimes when we are asked to do some service, again, by Guru Sadhu Shastra, when spiritual master or senior devotees at the Vaishnava community expects us to do some service, we should, although we think that we are not qualified for it, we don't deserve to be doing that service, because they want us to do that service, at least give it a try. At least attempt to do that service. Although I think I'm unqualified, Krishna's mercy and Vaishnava's mercy is greater than my disqualification. I may be unqualified or disqualified in 100 different ways, but their mercy is so powerful that they can uplift me from wherever I am. That mercy can destroy all my shortcomings, all my disqualifications are eradicated by that mercy. So a devotee ventures into doing some service, not because he or she thinks that they're qualified, but they know Krishna's mercy is greater than our disqualification. Prahlad Maharaj, he was asked by Lord Brahma. Everybody started praising Narasimhadev. They offered so many prayers, but nobody could pacify Narasimhadev. He was still angry, sitting on the throne. Then Brahma came to Prahlad and said, Prahlad, can you please go and pacify Narasimhadev? Did Prahlad go or not? He went, right? He went. The first thing that he said is, Brahmadayaswara gana munayotha siddha sattvaikata nagatayo vachasam pravahaihi naradhitum puru ganair adhuna pipipru kim toshtum arhati same harirograjate. Brahma failed, Suraganas failed, Muniganas failed. They are in Sattvaguna. Vachasam pravahaihi, they are eloquent. How can I pacify you? I am Ugrajati. I am into passion and ignorance. I am into Samogan and Rajogan. And I don't have eloquence. How can I praise you? He understood his disqualifications. But later he said, Tasmadaham vigata viklava ishwarasya. I will keep aside all my conceptions of being unqualified for this service. Sarvatmanama higranami yathamanisham. I will serve the Lord. I will offer prayers to the Lord as far as my intelligence goes. And that intelligence was given to me by the grace of my Guru Narada. By the strength of the empowerment given by my Guru, by the strength of the blessings given by the Lord Himself, I will offer prayers. So, although a devotee thinks oneself to be unqualified or disqualified to do some seva, when Guru or Krishna or Vaishnavas expect the devotee to do that seva, devotee ventures into doing that seva as a humble instrument of their will, and with complete understanding that their mercy is greater than my disqualification. Any other question? Should we take question at all? 9:15 now.
Maybe one last.
Yeah. Yes. You are asking, right?
Okay.
You raise hand, right?
Yes, I had a question.
Let's conclude with your question. Senior most should ask.
So, Prabhuji, you showed the slide where it said that we are desired to become instruments of Krishna's service, should be conscious, voluntary, and we should have the earnest desire to be that instrument. So, like,
Sorry.
after your presentation, it just seems like it's like so wonderful and so convincing that yes, I need to become an instrument. But that desire, that earnest desire, is also blocked with all our other, pullings and material desires. And
Yes.
so, how do we actually keep that the desire as the main focus? That Krishna, I just want to be your instrument. I just want to serve you. How do we keep that focus again?
Yes. I will give the best possible method of keeping our desire, developing that desire and maintaining that desire. See the examples of great devotees. Associate with them. There are some devotees, despite their physical struggles or many other obstacles, their desire to serve Krishna, desire to act as Krishna's instruments is intact. His Holiness Jayapatak Swami Maharaj. We see, since I joined ashram, I'm seeing this is my beginning days, last 1.5 decade almost. Maharaj is not physically, in a proper normal condition. But the amount of service he's doing, the amount of inspiration that he's generating is unparalleled. Like that, there are so many exalted devotees, despite so many obstacles and difficulties on external plane or practical plane, they are doing so much seva. So when we see those examples, that inspires us to keep our fire on, to develop that inspiration and to maintain that inspiration. And also, one more from the 10th canto, 14th chapter. When we go in front of the deities of Krishna and genuinely offer prayers, the darshan of Krishna, the merciful glances of Krishna, when we bring ourselves in contact with the merciful glances of Krishna, those glances will create spiritual desires in us, maintain those spiritual desires, and fulfill those spiritual desires. Krishna's glances upon us will create spiritual desires, maintain spiritual desires, and fulfill spiritual desires. Even to develop a spiritual desire itself is so rare in this world. But as soon as you go in front of the deities and see Krishna's darshan, his glances will induce spiritual desires in us. Sometimes we get a spiritual desire, and by associating with Maya, the desire will go away. Therefore, we need to regularly take darshan, because his glances will maintain the spiritual desires. We may have desire, burning desire, but we are unable to fulfill it. Go and pray to Krishna. Krishna, I desire to serve you in this way. Please help me in this service. Krishna will fulfill that spiritual desire also. That's the impact of darshan. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Conclude here.
Krishna